Well, it shouldn't matter what it's the service. And we've been having más dificultas. People are just not going to show up because they're like, this is another fake live stream. People are showing up. It's happening finally. I'm so sorry, guys. I have a special guest tonight. This morning. People are here, mostly harmless. GW Code, Kevin Hawthorne from Lakeland, Florida, AZ Taz fan, Billy Schmidt, and we good to go, George. Thank you. We are, in fact, good to go.
It's like my eye.
She's like, Dr. Bob's Nightmare certified T3 bot. So, Jory, eat the spam masubi. So we're not in Hawaii anymore, unfortunately. We are back in pee-pee poo-poo land, which is California. But I still want to do a live stream, obviously, because got to get back to work. Guest rant. So I do rants on my live streams, as you know. So if you want to rant about something, you have, they're giving you the authority to.
Oh, I see.
Scarred Hands Watch Me says hello from South Africa. What is going on, dude? So for those of you who don't know, this is Sammy, my girlfriend.
Hi, everyone.
And you guys, if you watch my channel, which I assume you guys do because you're here, probably know who she is by now. So they're putting green, which means that they give you authorization to rant. By the way, this is her first time on a live stream, so she doesn't know our traditions, but I ask everybody what they're sipping on. So everybody chat, please tell us what you're sipping on, and then we have to tell them what we are sipping on.
Okay.
So I am sipping on a, this is a hazelnut latte and some water. I don't know if it's triple filtered like Starbucks, but it tastes about at least double filtered, so that's good. What about you?
I have a iced vanilla latte and also double filtered water.
We don't know if it's actually double filtered, but it could be. Okay. Renee's drinking some beer, mostly harmless, drinking a Red Bull, Scarred Hands, Clip Drift brandy. That sounds fancy schmancy. We don't really drink. She does. She had some Mai Tais in Hawaii, but I do not drink. Dr. Bob's Nightmare certified T3 said, I'm in bed with the dog still, so lazy. Well, should probably get him up for a walk and maybe have some coffee. And then, because this is a live stream and it gets sent up to the YouTube overlords to get uploaded, we get a few thousand people watching this like it's a long form like podcast or something. People watch it when they are doing dishes. People watch it and listen to it when they're driving. Hopefully they're not watching it. Hopefully they're just listening to it. People listen to it on their commutes on like buses and planes, and I've heard it all. So what we want to do is say hello to the people in the future. We love you, we see you. We'd prefer for you to be here live because that is a lot of fun, but we do want to acknowledge you, so chat if we can wave. Mostly Harmless is already waving. Everyone is waving. Keenan, my brother in Israel, is waving. I also want to take a moment and say Happy Hanukkah to my fellow Jews. Like, for some reason, me even mentioning a Jewish holiday is controversial, apparently, because I did a Happy Hanukkah post on Instagram, and I got a bunch of people writing me mean messages. So apparently, we're the worst people in the world. But I'm a proud Jew, so Happy Hanukkah to all who celebrate. It is the festival of life. Festival of lights, but we should be celebrating our lives. That's what I meant to say, because the story of Hanukkah is about us succeeding, prevailing, and saving our lives, essentially. So happy Hanukkah to all who celebrate. And then people get upset and they're like, why do you say happy Hanukkah? What about all the other holidays? Well, guess what? We also do a Christmas episode here. We also do Merry Christmas. So don't worry. We're all inclusive here. Don't like Polish people though. I'm just kidding. All right, so got Hanukkah out of the way. We got the wave out of the way. But I do want to bring something up, and it's very, 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 very important, and it's important to the chat. Okay, it's important to the live stream. I need to turn on my iPad for this. For those of you who aren't privy to what's going on, we have a Cartier Fund going on, where I'm selling watches out of my personal collection to thin the herd, so to speak, and free up some funds to purchase a watch that has been on my list for quite some time. I wouldn't consider it a grail because I know everything is subjective, and a grail is like a watch that is like in the heavens that like you can't ever attain. It's like, remember that 62 Rolex that I showed you? That's like really, I told you that like one went up in auction on the cheap side for like $800,000. Mm-hmm. When we first started dating, she asked me what my favorite watch was, and I showed her the Rolex 6062. That is a grail watch. I don't think I'll ever really be able to get one. Who knows if I make some good business decisions in the future. But that's definitely a grail. This Cartier that I want is not really a grail. It's attainable, but I do want to thin the herd to make the most prudent, financial decision possible. So I'm giving you guys a little bit of a special here. So give me 1 second, because I want to see if I can access this live chat from here so I don't have to grab the phone and manhandle it. I should be able to. It should say like the time teller is live. Let me say, yep. Okay, cool. Turn down the volume here. I am in fact live. So this is, I'm going to tell you something. So code, I'm giving you guys a code right now that I want you guys to use, okay? At the time teller shop, there's a code, Cartier Fund, okay? It's one word, all caps. If you use that today during the live stream, so even the people in the recorded section, it'll still work for you. If you use that today, you will get a massive discount on this Longines tank. It only works on this Longines tank. So this is the watch that I'm wearing right now. It's circa 1969. It's yellow gold filled. The thing is awesome. You know what? I might be able to flip. I just realized I can like probably flip the camera around and show you with the good camera. Yes. So this is what I'm wearing today. So if you use the code Cartier Fund during today's live stream, you will get a massive, massive discount. This is actually a bigger discount than we were running on the Black Friday sale. So this is a beautiful, again, circa 1969 Longines tank. Runs very well, just had it serviced. And we're running this code, and it's going to be going towards the Cartier Fund. Here's another thing that I wanted to bring up. Super chats. We never ever like beg for super chats on this channel. Some streamers that predominantly, like, there's a ratio when it comes to making content online. Some people are more live content creators, and then they only do some recorded content, whereas I do mostly recorded content and we do some lives here. But most of the live streamers, they make all of their online revenue from super chats and stuff. We never really beg for those. However, during this Cartier Fund run, every super chat, like even if it's like $1, is going to be getting tallied up and sent to the Cartier Fund. So we really do appreciate super chats today more than any other day. So even if it's like $1, it's going to the fund. So send it. All right, let's get into some questions. And by the way, Sammy is not just here as eye candy. You can ask her questions as well. George A, you're not really late. Don't worry. Dr. Bob's Nightmare Certified Teeth Rot says, my stepfather is a Jew. He's a top quality human being. I know him. All Jews know each other. So, Thelonious Monk says, I've noticed you haven't reviewed any Chris Wards in the last few years. What are your thoughts on the brand? Do you have any plans to review some in 2024? Yeah, sure. My connection over there changed. So I used to be able to get my hands on some Chris Wards very easily. And the person that I was working with, I think, left the company. So the good thing about having a channel my size is that realistically, I can just write to these companies, and most of the time they'll want to work with me and just send me a watch to review. Not necessarily to keep, not necessarily like a paid review. I'm just saying, like, the cool thing about my position is I'm very fortunate that most watches that I want to take a look at, I can get my hands on. Now, there are some companies that do not care at all. We have $5. Yo, tally that. Cartier Fund. We got $5 on the Cartier Fund. Let's go. Let us go. Thank you so much, Dr. Bob's Memory said, can I have a Santos for Christmas, Father Hanukkah? It's Hanukkah Harry. That's so all the non-Jews have Santa Claus. Us growing up, we have Hanukkah Harry. Not really, it's just our parents. What's her favorite G-Shock? So, you know the watches that I tend to wear at the gym? Mm-hmm. Which one's your favorite out of those?
I remember that lime green one you had.
Okay, so one that she likes, and it makes sense because I wear it pretty much every day when we go to the gym, is the GBDH 2001A. That's the newest version of their heart rate like fitness watch, and it has a really bright like neon green strap, and I think that's probably her favorite because it's very like bright. Mm-hmm. And it does a whole lot. It does heart rate. It does oxygen. It's just a crazy watch. If you want to see the review, I don't know if a moderator is here, if a moderator is going to show up. If a moderator can link that review, that'd be great. Spam Masubi is a must. I love Masubi, but unfortunately, don't let these palm trees fool you. That's actually a backdrop. It's fake. We're not in Hawaii, unfortunately, anymore. We're back in LA. We have another super chat. Thank you so much, dude. And mostly harmless. That's it. I just got notified. That's your first super chat on one of my live streams. So thank you so much, dude. That's freaking awesome. I just bought a $97 Timex Snoopy, and I'm so happy now. I didn't need any fund. Yeah, that's ideal. Let me see if I can probably just link the review here. GBD here. While I do that, Sammy's going to answer some questions. So, whatever you guys ask
away.
She's legally obligated to answer. I'm just kidding. I'm putting her on the spot right now. This is a test. She's like, where's my own? I can't even find my own review on these. What is going on here, dude? I should go to my videos. We have another super chat. Thank you so much. Get that Cartier dabber, my friend. Thank you so much. EM certified T3 bot. So you see that little icon that looks like my face? Mm-hmm. Those people are my, like, you know what Patreon?
Yeah.
So this is like YouTube's version of Patreon. It's called YouTube channel members. Mm-hmm. So people that have those, they are like voluntarily my channel members. And they support me. So
thank you guys for supporting the Time Teller.
The T3 channel. I'm trying to find the G-Shock review to link. Found it. Only 17,000 people saw this episode. I'm gonna link it. Paste. All right, so I just pasted it to the chat. That's actually the GBDH 2001A review. So if you want to click that. Billy Schmidt says, Sammy. Okay, well, first of all, Ali007 asks, will you marry me?
Sorry, that's a no.
Billy Schmidt says, Sammy, how many watches you got, hun?
Oh, just one. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that on your channel.
Just pretend you guys didn't see that, okay? Pretend you guys did not see that. AZ Tazfan has a very good question. He says, is it Sammy or Sammy?
Sammy with an IE. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, you're the only one that has that. Fog Rules says,
I'll
get rid of her.
Oh no! I didn't show you guys. There's nothing on my wrist.
Rick Green served by T. Rot says, that's a wrist computer.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
True. Tax Cuss, a streamer. Who has more wisdom, Lao Tzu or Sun Tzu?
Huh.
Well, I read Art of War. But she's Chinese, so you tell me. Which one of your uncles is smarter?
I'll go with Sun Tzu.
Only one. Come on, Jory. Sorry, Sammy. All right. We have another question for Sammy.
Oh, they're going so fast. I can't read.
I know. This is people. So when I first started live streaming, people would get upset because I'm trying to like scroll through the comments. Mostly Harmless says, what's his nicest car?
Oh, my favorite. I mean, that's difficult because I like all of them, but my favorite that he has is his M3 that he named Embo.
Yeah. No, we named it.
Embo.
Derbagger says Vietnamese.
I'm both Vietnamese and Chinese.
That was a good eye, good spot. Just Bulgari Serpenti fits to Sammy. That's a badass watch. You're talking about the Bulgari that spins around the wrist, essentially a long bracelet. Oh man, AZ says, was it rough coming back from Hawaii, Sammy?
A little bit, but not really. Like, we didn't really get jet lagged or anything, but
yeah, it wasn't too bad getting back in the swing of things. She wakes up can I tell them what you do?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm a registered nurse. I work at an outpatient surgery center, so we do like pre-op and post-op. So because of like when I'm scheduled to work pre-op, I have to like start work at 5:30. So
she had it more rough than me. Yeah.
So after we got back from Hawaii, we landed at like 11 p.m.
And we got home after
at
midnight.
Yeah. And then I had to wake up for work, and I woke up at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
So it was not bad though. I got coffee.
I lucked out not only because I did not have to wake up as early as her, but also I didn't feel very behind because I don't know if you guys appreciate this, but I put out an episode pretty much every day that I was out. So
Hard work.
So I didn't. It wasn't hard for me to get back in the swing of things because I didn't feel like I was behind on any episode deadlines or anything. But I feel bad for her because we got home after the airport. We got home like after midnight, and then by the time we could get some food, we went to sleep probably around like 2:30. Yeah. And then she had to wake up in like 2 hours. So Orko says, Sammy, how often does Jory remind you that he's jacked?
Every single day, especially when we're at the gym. We both flex though, so I also tell him that I'm jacked.
She is jacked though. I'm not. She actually is.
Wait, you skipped a question.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying.
That one.
Which one?
Sammy, should Jory shave?
Should Jory shave?
No.
Yeah, Billy Smith says shave.
Shaved or beard? I accept him for who he is.
That's a very tempered answer. Thelonious Monk with the super chat. Thank you so much, dude. As a fellow car guy, do you ever find yourself saving for a grail/expensive watch and then end up spending it on mods? That's been my entire life the last like 2 years. If you notice, I haven't purchased too many watches for myself because I buy like 80s/90s shit boxes that are all like expensive to maintain and modify. So I've had this renaissance though of wanting specific watches, and I don't know, I had like a back to my roots moment where, you know, I've been uploading watch content every day, and I'm like, it's not that I've fallen back in love with the hobby, because I never fell out of love with the hobby, but something like clicked like a couple weeks ago, and I really wanted to make a push to get this Cartier. And the truth is, I think it was that blue Doxa that kind of broke the seal, where I got that and I was like, man, I freaking love these little wrist machines. And so yeah, that is something, you know, if I was someone that was in a position that had unlimited funds, where I could just allocate whatever funds to whatever hobby, then I wouldn't have that weird you know, cross section where I'm having to see where I want to put my money. But I'm not in that position yet. So yeah, it's like sometimes I'm saving up for a mod that I want, and then like there's a watch that's available, so I want to buy that, or vice versa. So yeah. But Thelonious Monk, thank you so much for the super chat. Keenan Navot, my Israeli brother, with the super chat, says, just ordered limited edition Spinnaker. Your thoughts on the brand? By the way, Cartier Diver is bomb. So Spinnaker, here's I'm gonna like admit something to you. When I first started my channel and I learned about Spinnaker watches, I didn't find them impressive at all. I didn't really care about them, and I thought it was stupid, and I was like, I don't ever want to review one. Then someone sent me 2 of them to take a look at, and they like blew me away. So for the price, Spinnaker makes incredible dive watches. So they're, yeah, I'm actually a fan of them, to be perfectly honest. I was very, very pleasantly surprised. Von Cruel says, I identify as Jack too. Ali 007 says, 8:23 p.m. here in UK, bedtime soon. Make sure to have some mushy peas. AZ says, diplomacy in action. That's when you said that you accept me for who I am. Ooh, Tag Scott has a very good question. Streamer, did you ever get your dad that watch after the shady website thing? No. The sad thing is that after we went through that process, it left a bad taste in his mouth, and he was like, you know, I don't even want the watch, and that made me actually feel really bummed. So yeah, that was actually a bummer. But don't worry, I'm gonna be getting him, we're gonna be finding him another watch that he's interested in. Let's see. Dr. Bob's Nightmare Certified Teeth Robot says he might be side-jacked in a Suzuki. Well, I technically own a Suzuki. Or no, technically I don't own a Suzuki. It's a Geo, but in other countries it's a Suzuki. So what's your dad wearing? So my dad dailies a Cartier Tank Solo XL automatic. That's his like daily watch, and he loves it. So that's a badass watch, and it's very sophisticated, and it's very my dad. Let me see, more questions. How's the weather there? In Hawaii, it's very nice.
Yeah.
Here, it's chilly as heck. And I know people are going to be like, oh, I live in Antarctica, it's way colder here. And it's true, like, I've become a wuss, though. In New England, I checked the weather yesterday. Where I'm from in Amherst, like, the high was like 38 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
And here, it like, when it drops below 70, I'm like looking for my sweatshirts and jackets. Billy Schmidt says, have you got a watch from your dad's younger days? Yes. My Certina DS2 Chronolympic is a watch that my dad got when he graduated, and it's I'm gonna link it right now. It's a watch that I really absolutely love in my collection. I'm looking. Let me see my videos. It's weird that YouTube's not letting me search these. Watch that climbed Everest, because the DS2 Chronolympic. Here we go. It's from 6 years ago, but you'll get the point. The watch that he gave me was actually a watch. I'm an idiot. I just exited where I wanted to be. Was a watch that a Japanese expeditionary team was given by Certina back in the 70s, and they summited Everest with these watches on their wrists. So if you want to check that, I just linked. Yes, I have a video named "You Will Lose Money Buying These Watches." Cartier is one of these on the list. But if you watched that episode, you would also see the advice that I gave you, which is if you're buying a Cartier, make sure not to get it retail. Always get it on the secondary market, because then you're not the one taking the depreciation. You're not the one taking the hit of depreciation. So that Cartier diver, the only reason I'm going for it is because now it's a few years old, they did not sell well, and the depreciation already hit. It's not gonna go any lower. So now's the time to buy. And I think that it's actually gonna go up in value because those watches were not popular. So, you know, in 10, 20 years, I think that watch is going to be one of these obscure Cartiers that people are going to be like, oh, dang. But that's not even why I'm buying it. I'm buying it because I think it's really, really cool. So, but guys, keep those super chats coming. Christy says, my automatic watches keep better time in cooler climates. That's interesting. I wonder why that is. By the way, this is incredible. It's very strong, but
mine's bomb too.
Guys, keep asking questions to Sammy. Wrist check. AZ Taz fan, your watch is, we do pre-shipment inspections on all watches. Yours is good to go, and you should be getting a tracking detail shortly. Orko, Jory's enjoying his soy latte. It's funny because Orko probably is one of the trolls, and he sees me with a gorgeous girl being very successful, and he's probably quite jealous, but it's okay. I'm jacked and more successful than you, and my girl's hotter than anyone that's ever been in your life. Guys, I'm running a special on this watch. If you type in Cartier Fund, all caps on the Time Teller shop, you can purchase this watch, and it's a bigger discount than we ran on Black Friday, period. Sammy says, Billy Schmidt says, Sammy, USA or Asia? Be careful.
USA.
That's right, let's go. Best country on earth. Derbagger, who's a longtime viewer of mine, says, Sammy, is there a hotter guy than T3?
Absolutely not.
Good answer. Whedon Watches says, would you get a sub at retail if you had that as an option instead? Or is the Cartier your ultimate diver? So, asking me this question is a little bit difficult because I'm fortunate enough to own a Submariner 16800. So I have what I consider like the ultimate Submariner, other than like a mill sub. So I already own a Submariner. Here's the second thing I would say. If we're talking about the ultimate dive watch, I don't think the Cartier is the ultimate dive watch. I think the Seiko Tuna is the ultimate dive watch, and I already own that. So I'm like already fortunate enough to own what I consider the ultimate dive watch. Now, the Cartier is just a watch that I've been obsessed with, and it's really strange. I can't explain it. It's just an awesome watch. Do I like the Travis Scott AP collab? No, I don't, unfortunately. Sammy, would you go blonde?
I wanted to when I was in college, but now, no.
She has gorgeous. Yes. In a room full of watch dude, you'll be the only one with the Cartier. That's another thing that really appeals to me, is that it's like you don't see that when you go to a Red Bar meet or you go to another watch meet or you just look on Instagram. No one's posting about that watch.
Sammy, you're not Korean. Don't do it. Stay black.
Yeah. Is Sammy really into watches? Are you really into watches? She's not really into watches, honestly. She's just...
I listen to, like, you know, when he talks about watches, and they're interesting.
Her eyes kind of do the whole glazing over thing, and then when I'm done, she's like, hey,
no,
I'm just
that's
kidding.
Not true.
I'm kidding.
I asked you specific questions about them.
Dang, Bandrew just cooked me. He just cooked me. He said, you're the ultimate dive watch. Got him. You said, okay, so Can says, you said you've been obsessed with divers lately. When do you think this will pass? Bro, I don't know. Because I had a field watch obsession that I thought was going to last maybe like a month, and it's been about 4 years. I'm just getting out of the field watch phase. And for some reason I went back to, it went dive watches, chronographs. No, sorry. It went dive watches, dress watches, chronographs, then field watches for like 4 years, and now I'm back to dive watches. What's your hobby, Sammy?
Oh, I enjoy cooking.
She's an incredible cook.
I enjoy like experimenting new recipes and making Jory be my guinea pig.
I'm literally the luckiest man on earth. She's like, oh, I like cooking for Jory.
I also like lifting weights, and I like going on hikes and reading. I love reading.
And we have some of those things in common, actually.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of how I want to answer this one question. Bad Matt, certified T3 Rotten moderator, says you're giving up on the 1016. I haven't given up on the 1016. It's just. Sorry, I realized that when I was talking about the hobby thing, and I was like, we have some of those things in common. It was kind of an awkward answer. It's because I'm trying to figure out how I want to answer this question that I saw. I haven't given up on the 1016, but the weird thing is I've always told you guys about like grails and like purchase like long term and short term, and for some reason, it just feels right to get the Cartier right now. The 1016's going up, sure, and we'll see if it levels off. But I think the Cartier hit the bottom. Sammy's laughing. So I haven't given up on the 1016, but the Cartier Fund is a priority. Sammy's laughing because there are some funny things. Anakin Starkiller, really cool name, says that's wife material right there. I think so. I'm not making any announcements right now, but that's the plan. Their bagger says, is lifting weights how you met?
Yeah, you can tell them.
Yeah, she came up and I was at a squat rack warming up to do my front squats, and she came up and complimented the shirt I was wearing. And I was like, "Dang, what's up?"
Well, I did, but I didn't walk up to him. We were.
You did walk up to him.
No, we were at the squat racks right next to each other, and then I said, "Your shirt's funny."
And I was like, "What's up?"
Yeah, and then he like pulls out his AirPods. Like, what?
Certified to that says, can you bench press Jory?
Yes.
She can hip thrust me. I know that sounds naughty, but this is not sexual.
It's an actual exercise.
It's an actual exercise, and she can hip thrust like over 315 pounds, which is insane. Keenan says, really happy to see you happy, man. Thank you so much, dude. I've never been happier in my entire life, and I think that I found the person that I'm supposed to be with. Would I consider getting a 50 Fathoms? A specific one. The one that did not sell well. I don't know what it is about me liking watches that don't do well, but I like the Root Beer GMT. Did not sell well for Rolex. I like the Cartier Caliber de Cartier Diver, and I like the Bathyscaphe. The 50 Fathoms Bathyscaphe did not sell well for Blancpain. Billy Schmidt has two really great questions. Favorite meal and best hike. I'm gonna answer I'm gonna answer mine, and then she can answer hers. The best hike that I've ever been on was the Pillbox hike in Kailua, Hawaii. That's the best hike. The best meal is my mom's lamb stew. That's like, that is gonna be my last meal, I think. Right after that, though, is, and this is a really, really, really difficult decision, but Sammy makes this chow mein with char siu that like haunts my dreams. It's the best.
And shallot oil.
With shallot oil. And it's like the best thing ever. So those two. But the best hike is in Kailua, Hawaii. off of Oahu, and it's the Pillbox hike. I think that's my favorite.
When we were on the flight home from Hawaii, I asked him, like, what are you craving? I'll cook it for you. And he said the chow mein.
Yeah, chow mein. She made like a whole big like pot of it or pan of it, whatever, like a big wok full. And she had like one bowl, and then like I ate some. She's like, "You want seconds?" I'm like, "Yeah." And so she served me more. And she's like, "You want thirds?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then I like ate the entire wok bowl. I like ate all of it in that one night. Let me see. We have a bunch of questions. Does she like cats or dogs more? That's a great question.
So I've only ever had experience with dogs, and I have a dog. He's a miniature poodle mix. But I like never really had experience with cats until Jory and I started dating, and I can't pick because I love both of them. Like, I love his cats and I love my dog. So
Yeah,
I don't think you have to pick either.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't think you have to pick. I think that if you're an animal lover, you kind of appreciate both. Like, I started out as a dog person, but now that I've owned cats, I cannot imagine my life without my cats. They're just so special and affectionate. Your age, Jory? I am 34, but in June I'll be 35. Christy says, "Happy Hanukkah, by the way. Best, all the very best of the season to you and yours." Thank you so much, man. Jory, do you think Hope you'll be into watches even when you're older / much older? I don't think I can break out of this hobby. I don't think I could, because number one, it's very fun for me, and there's a lot of sentimental value with like watches in my collection because, you know, I have my grandfather's watch, I have my great grandfather's watch, and I have my dad's watch. And then there's like ties to like familial stuff, but then also watches that I've worn at like pivotal moments in my life. Like, for instance, the SKX is like a watch that I really built my channel talking about. The Bubbleback, my Rolex Bubbleback, is a watch that was literally the first watch I ever made a video on YouTube. The Tuna, I think I blew up to like 10,000 subscribers once I did an unboxing of the Seiko Tuna. My 30th birthday watch, I bought myself a solid gold Reverso Classique that I still own. Like, these watches are very important, and I think as I get older, my interests might change as far as where I take the hobby. I could see myself getting even deeper into vintage watches, but the thing is that I'm addicted to the learning and the hunting and the seeking out and the chasing of the information and everything. And the good and bad thing about watch collecting is that it's seemingly endless. There's an infinite amount of things to obsess over and learn and explore, and that's what I'm addicted to, and I don't think I'll ever get out of that. Batman says Sammy has some seriously white teeth. I know.
Thank you.
It's almost like she's fake. I have a bunch of comments. Jory is old enough to know better and too young to care. Amen.
Were you TikToking your workouts too?
Did you do like TikTok workout TikToks?
No, I didn't. I have a few like reels, but no, not TikTok.
Captain Torres, certified T3. I've been trying to get a brand to put out a field watch. I think I've shown this on your Discord. DM me again. Can we see your guns? Javier says, "Happy Hanukkah, bro." Thank you so much, brother. I love you, man. Thanks for being such an avid supporter. Hot or cold? Do you prefer the hots or the colds?
I prefer the cold.
Dude, I don't even know. Because I'm a New England boy at heart, so I kind of like cozy, cold, and I get to layer and show off my fashion. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I think I probably prefer the cold, honestly.
Yeah, because we get heat waves here, and it sucks.
If I ever have a kid, which I hope I will, what would first watch you'd gift him or her? So I'm going to do what my dad did for me. So my dad got me a field watch, my Hamilton 9721. Now, I didn't know at the time that it was a limited edition watch. He put it on a military strap that had the Velcro cover that like protects the crystal, and he would put it on my wrist, and he'd be like, "Go out there, commando," and I'd like run around and pretend like I was a commando. And it's a tough watch. And then he got me a G-Shock, a baby G, and so I could beat the crap out of that and it wouldn't matter. So I think the first thing I'm gonna get my kid is probably like a tough watch that they can beat up. But I think like the first actual watch I'm going to give them is probably one of my dad's watches, because my dad gave me my great-grandfather's watch, and so I think it would carry on the tradition to give my kid their grandfather's watch. I think that that's special. Jory, favorite clock? I don't know. Damn.
Muscle mass.
Love those succulents. Dale says, "Love you, Jory, but socks and sandals are just a big no." Dude, she posted pictures of me when I was doing the socks and sandals, and her friends like lit up her phone. I was like, "What the F is he wearing?" EM, does making watch videos for YouTube I think you mean every day, feel like work, or is it really a hobby taken to the next level? I truly feel like I found a way to build a business around like my toys. I know that sounds very superficial, but like I truly feel like I'm winning in life because I get to wake up and just decide what I want to talk about, and it's all based around like my little, like these little things that I love. And so here's you know how they say like do something you love and you never work a day in your life? That's a lie. Okay, that is a lie. What the statement should be, and if I could put on my like mentor hat right now and teach some of you guys something, it's do something you love and the work will be worth it. So what I mean by that is what I do, and she sees it. You know, we've been dating for about 6 months now, and in that short period of time, she already has like seen, you know, ups and downs and things that I've had to deal with in business, and oh, I have to do this, or oh man, this happened and it's frustrating and I'm stressed and blah blah. It's still work. The difference though is that I'm in a position where when I have a deadline or I have something I have to do or something stresses me out, it's not because some boss or some corporate entity is forcing me to do so. I'm my boss, and I still have to deal with other people. That's true, but it makes it worth it because the fruits of my labor are very dependent on my direct actions, and it's very easy for me to see the goal. It's very easy for me to see why I'm doing it because I'm the one making myself do it. So it's not that it doesn't feel like work. It does feel like work. And, you know, any business where you have to deal with people, which is pretty much every business, you're going to be having different kinds of interactions with others, and some are good, some are bad. You know, and you have to deal with the whole, you know, just implementation of like the functions of business, taxes, accounting, this, that. It's not like it's fun, but the difference is that like I'm doing something I love, so the work is worth it. That's what I will say. Sorry, that was a rant. I should have asked for rant approval. Billy Schmidt says, whiskey or wine? I don't drink.
I don't really drink either, just socially, but if I had to pick, I'd pick whiskey.
Dang. Bad Matt, Certified Teeth Rot, says, Sammy, What's Jory's darkest secret? Does he hide his boogers in his pockets?
Oh no. Let me think about that one.
That Matt says wife her now. I think that whiskey comment solidified it. So I think Oris is overpriced. No. I think they've been underappreciated for a really long time. The issue is brands like Oris and Zinn, two amazing watchmakers, they're now understanding that they're incredible and they're pushing their prices up. That's why Zinns are unattainable to a lot of people now, unfortunately. Keenan says, I had it, the cover on a Casio as a kid. All the combat soldiers had it. It felt so cool. Exactly. The little cover, the nylon cover, that the commando strap. Bagger says, New England for the win. Iced coffee in the winter with my clam chowder. Any thoughts on AV8? Yeah, AV8 makes really interesting watches. The issue with AV8 is that, and I suppose that, like, you know, everything on earth is subjective, but the issue specifically with AV8 is you really have to be into those designs to want to purchase one and wear one. Von Krull says, I took some time to choose the Zinn I hypothetically would buy. Landed on the U50 SDR. Great watch. I would choose the Zinn 3006 hunting watch. And I would buy one now, but I'm allocating the Cartier Fund to do to buy that Cartier. So if you guys, again, Cartier Fund, all caps at the time to the shop, gets you a discount on this gorgeous 1969 Longines tank. Matt says, Troy, I learned that Oris wasn't allowed to use a Swiss lever escapement because of Swiss laws preventing innovation during the quartz crisis. How wild is that? Crazy, but they're not the only watchmaker that has had restrictions like that. The inner politics of it's almost like zoning for watch movements and watch parts. They're not the only ones that have had difficulties like that. Ask Sammy some questions. The fact that she's even here and eagerly, like, okay with being on camera is blowing my mind right now. And guys, keep those super chats coming, even if it's $1. We're putting it towards the Cartier Fund. I'm not kidding. I'm literally e-begging to make this happen. I'm reading more comments, by the way. The cold is easier to escape from. That's pretty true. Has Sammy any heirlooms? So do you have any, like, heirloom items that you treasure? Like, you know, I got some watches passed down to me.
I do not.
Sammy, are you a fan of balut?
Balut. I love balut. And when I talk about eating balut, Jory just, he can't stand it.
Do you want to describe what balut is?
So balut is like essentially a duck embryo, and I think, like, I'm a very picky eater, but, like, so my friends don't understand, like, how come you'll eat balut but not like sashimi or something. But it's probably because I grew up eating it, so it's not weird for me. But, like, when I tell my friends, they're like, oh, that's like duck embryo, like, how are you okay with eating that? But
balut is
I grew up
partially
eating it, so in Vietnam it's like common.
Balut is a partially developed embryo in an egg. EM certified 2 through Watt says better e-begging than teabagging. I'm not a big balut guy.
Yeah.
Sammy, have you ever gone skiing?
I have not gone skiing. Meat or fish? I love meat. Like, I like chicken and beef.
I like lamb.
You like beef too?
I love beef.
Beef and lamb.
I mean, I'll eat chicken, but like
Yeah.
there's on very rare occasions when I'd be like, I want the chicken. I want like beef or lamb or something.
The eggs with legs.
That's what. Yeah, that's literally what balut is. Sammy really does. You do like seafood though.
I do.
You just don't like raw seafood.
Yeah, that's true. I used to make like a lot of steamed fish, and I love salmon, but it has to
And
be
you like
cooked.
shrimp, and you
Shrimp,
like
yeah, crab, like shellfish.
more questions for Sammy while she's here, and more super chats.
Ever had porcupine? No.
She's from Vietnam, not West Virginia, dude. How long in the U.S.?
So I've been here for like 20 plus years. I came here when I was 5 years old. I was born in Vietnam.
Soft shell crab.
Yeah, I'll eat that.
All my Baltimore homies, you know what's up. Can have a good one, bro.
They eat porcupine and Nam. Oh, I actually did not know that, but I'm not surprised.
Squid, we love squid. Well, I love squid.
I don't really like squid.
Calamari, like friti.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Calamari
yeah, if it's
friti.
calamari, but if it's like stir fried or in like chow mein or something, I just like give it to Jory.
Is this the girlfriend? Yes. I'm here. Porcupine sounds great. Comes with built-in toothpick.
Wow.
It's funny. I know that I've been in LA too long because when I see GF, instead of thinking girlfriend, I think of all the menus that I see with like gluten-free next to it. It's because we live in a liberal stronghold that I'm trying to break out of.
We eat all kinds of weird stuff out there. Word.
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 Strangest food eaten. I had
Well,
crocodile.
don't
I've
judge
eaten
me.
crocodile.
But in Vietnam, I've had like snake. Yeah.
So both of our picks were reptiles.
Yeah.
Robert M says we suffer from the same affliction, bro.
As long as it's not virgin.
Don't read that. I don't know.
Oh, God.
Sammy only lived in Cali. How much of the U.S. have you seen?
Yeah, I've only like when my family and I came from Vietnam, we lived in LA. So I've never like lived outside of LA, but
She's been to New York.
yeah, I visited New York very recently.
New York. We went to Hawaii together.
Hawaii. I've been to Portland or Oregon.
Right. Seattle.
Seattle. Where else? I feel like everyone's gone to Vegas. So
Vegas,
no
yeah,
worth
Nevada.
mentioning. Yeah.
Hi, treasure this man. And yes, Cali is wild, and I live in the Bay Area. Oh, so it's even more hyphy up there, bro. I shouldn't complain about anything. San Fran goes crazy. Great Chinatown though. Hottest food eaten. Like hot as in spicy or hot as in temperature? Feel like if you've eaten hot dogs, you can claim to have eaten anything. That's true, because we don't know what they put in those.
That's true. Suspicious meat.
Best state visited or best country? I am incredibly biased. The best state I've ever visited is New Hampshire. I don't care what anybody says. That is the best state in the union. I'm a 603 kid until I die. That's what I want to say, number one. After that, Hawaii. I love Hawaii. So, New Hampshire and Hawaii, period. What's your answer?
Best state I visited was Oregon. I did a lot of hikes over there, and everything's just so lush, and I love hiking to waterfalls. So it was like I loved Oregon so much, but I don't see myself living there or anything.
Billy Schmidt says, Sammy.
Yes. Billy.
Bad Matt, New Hampshire. How many times have I been to Hawaii? That was her first time.
Yeah.
When we went.
Yeah, it was special.
For me, it was like my ninth time. I've been to Hawaii a lot because my parents, fortunately for me, my parents took us a lot for like family vacations. Billy Schmidt, greatest achievement. For me, pulling Sammy probably.
My greatest achievement is probably getting my RN.
That's a good one.
Yeah, nursing school was very difficult.
When are we coming to Canada? Dude.
Oh, I'd love to
Whenever.
visit Canada.
I want some poutine again. Ever been to the UK? I have not. I have not. I'd like to. I want to go to a proper fry shop. Here's another thing about the UK, and I know one of my largest demographics are people from the UK. Love the UK. But can someone tell me, because I keep watching these videos on Instagram, so it keeps showing me videos of these people from the UK having a proper Chinese. I'm having a proper Chinese takeaway. But whenever like I see it, the first item is French fries. It's like, oh, having a proper Chinese tonight, having some chips and some curry sauce. It's like, that's not what I think of. Like when I think Chinese food, I don't think curry and I don't think chips or French fries. They're like blasting music. But it's interesting anyway. But yeah, it's like French fries, curry sauce, and then they have prawn chips or prawn crisps. I think they call it prawn crackers, which are like what we call shrimp chips. And it's like, it's just not what I consider like Chinese food, but whatever. Batman says, you're a nurse too? Thank you for your service. Nurses, especially hospice nurses.
Thank you. Chinese here is just sugar chicken.
Billy Schmidt says chips with everything or mashed potato, yeah. Yeah, I lived in the UK for years, and their Chinese was way different than what I was used to.
Shrimp chips, Hawaii special. We tried Sprunch, right?
Sprunch, yo. Sprite
Hawaii.
Punch in Hawaii, yeah.
It was good.
EMQ, is British food really that bad? A, if made properly, that's pretty good. That's good. If made properly, yes. The hat is Big Pimpin'. Hers is better than mine. You can buy that at the Time Teller shop. Don't start watch collecting. We have, I think, 4 colors available. And we also have what I call contractor hats, which are hats with the American flag on the front. Because this is the best country on earth. 7-Eleven had about a dozen types of shrimp chips. Chinese here is just sugar chicken. That's true. But we are fortunate to live in LA where there's like a large Asian demographic. And so we actually get some very good, like fairly authentic Chinese. Like, would you say so?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we got dab. Best dream I can remember. This was a bittersweet dream. But I have a dream. I had a dream where I was hanging out with Ari and Hershey, which are 2 of my pets that passed away. And I remember waking up and being sad, but I remember feeling like it was so real when I was like dreaming it that I almost feel like it was like, it almost feels like it could have been like a spiritual experience. It's hard to explain. I know it sounds weird, but I think that's probably like one of my favorite dreams that I ever had. I know. I love effing Connecticut. It's just a highway between better straits. Nongshim shrimp crackers are my favorite snack. Yeah, we've had those.
Bomb.
Worst nightmare. Taxes, probably. Very fishy. Connecticut has some of the most beautiful remote roads in all New England. Connecticut's not bad, and there are some nice wooded roads, like when you go through New Canaan and stuff. But I mean, when people think Connecticut, they often think of Hartford, and Hartford, Connecticut is a bad example of Connecticut. Go to New Canaan, and then even like Greenwich is kind of played out in my opinion. But Sammy, best place to eat out in LA?
Kind of depends on what like you're craving. Trying to think of my favorite restaurant.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a ton of really good restaurants. That's one of the best things about LA, is that there's actually really good food.
A lot of fusion Asian food.
Best night out. That's a good question. You didn't say our first date. Strike against her. I've been all over Maine. Yeah, Maine rules. So a lot of our family vacations was going to Ogunquit and stuff. Maine was awesome. Dude, we used to go to Ogunquit, Maine, right? My family and I. And so my sisters and I would go over to like the rocky beachhead, and we'd find mussels that were like obviously attached to like the docks. And if you walk along the beach, especially in the rocky area, there'd be old fishing line because it would eventually get washed up. And so we would take our buckets, dude. I'll never forget this. We would take the buckets that we carried, and we would take mussels, like pull them off the rocks, and we would crack them with rocks. And we'd tie the mussels that we just killed, unfortunately, to the fishing line, and we'd dip them in the water. And dude, within like 2 seconds, hundreds of crabs would come and grab the mussel, and then we'd put the crabs in the buckets. And so like we would have like 4 buckets full of crabs. Now, we weren't like actually hunting these crabs. We just wanted to like see how many crabs we could catch. Then we'd have like 4 buckets full, we'd pour them back in the water, and then we'd just do it again. And it was so fun to keep, it was nuts, but that was really awesome. Go to Utah for the Ace Hardware, so many tools. Do you guys talk politics with each other? We have opinions. We're not going to talk about them here because this is not where we're going to like alienate any viewers, but like I think it's difficult to be an adult in the United States or just in the world now. We live in a society. It's difficult to be an adult and not, convey, like, for instance, we live in LA. Certain things happen here that we don't like, and so we have to parse that out as adults and say, oh, well, maybe if this was different, then, the living situation would be different, and blah, 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 blah. Like, so, yeah, I think we don't get in, like, debates, though. Would you say we agree on most things?
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for you.
Yeah.
We do, I think, kind of, like, politically agree on most stuff. So that also makes this relationship much easier. But neither of us are super, like, politically active, as in, like...
I agree.
Like, so, yeah. Jory, can I tell a really offensive joke? It's funny. You can. I won't read it out loud. Yeah. Sammy, don't go to Ogunquit with Jory. You'll lose him. Yeah, because I'll be busy catching crabs in buckets. Oh, movie at home or theater?
At home.
I think at home.
Yeah. With our pets.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite TV show or movie or YouTube?
Favorite?
What's your favorite YouTube channel, Sammy?
The Time Teller.
Yes, good.
My
Very
second
good.
one is T3 Time to Drive.
Ooh!
My favorite TV show is Friends.
Oh my god, bad Matt. Bad Matt.
What? Wait, what?
I can't read that out loud.
Oh, okay.
It's something like this. I can't read that, dude. That is so funny.
Oh god.
Yeah, that is. That's really. Okay, sorry. Favorite TV show.
Favorite TV show is Friends.
That's one thing that her and I do not agree with. Actually,
Yeah.
I didn't.
You said you would try to
I'm gonna
watch
give it a chance, but when I was in my like teens, I remember like revisiting Friends, and I didn't think it was very funny. But
You have to get past like episode 3.
who's worse, Teddy Balthazar or TGV? She doesn't know who either of these people are. So,
Who dat?
so it's fine.
Friends has not aged well.
You know who specifically did not age well? The guy who played Chandler, but he just passed away. So.
Yeah.
Bad Matt,
Perry,
dude.
yeah.
That's so funny. Matthew Perry, yeah. He called that one. You know what show does hold up though? Believe it or not, Seinfeld. I know it's such a cliche, but Seinfeld is hilarious. And The Office and Seinfeld are like two shows that I can watch all the way through and then immediately go back to the beginning and watch it all the way through and then immediately go back to the beginning. Seinfeld is so funny. It is so funny. Parks and Rec is pretty good. Nicholas Millwood, certified T3 bot, says just started rewatching Seinfeld. Festivus is my jam. Dude, it's funny because we were talking about our favorite foods and we were talking about Chinese food. Dude, the whole Chinese food episode, Seinfeld, where they can't get a table, that's so funny.
Favorite music. I love R&B and EDM.
I envy her perfect facial geometry. That's what I'm saying. She's so symmetrical, it's insane. The annual airing of grievances. Favorite music. No one cares to ask me any of these.
You told them to ask me.
I know, that's true. I like metal, so.
And
rap.
Rap.
And rap.
I listened to rap when I lift.
But we also listen to EDM and stuff too.
Yeah, but me
So.
like rap and EDM. Yeah.
Dude, it's actually kind of chilly. So guys, we are going to wrap this up only because my phone is actually legitimately dying. Let's do a few more questions, but again, at the shop, if you type in Cartier Fund, you get this Longines tank for a crazy discount, guys. Iron Maiden or Motorhead? Dude, the Trooper from Iron Maiden is like one of the best songs ever. So. Thoughts on Breitling Emergency? Really cool watch. I remember when it first came out, I heard horror stories of people like accidentally pressing the emergency button. I don't know if that's just a rumor, but the Breitling Emergency is a watch that has an SOS button, and if you press it, it sends a signal and like emergency services come. But the thing is that if they come, then it costs like $30,000 to $50,000. Couple more questions. We're gonna end it. You better be in serious doo-doo when you press it, or you will be after. Yeah. Yep. Has she seen you talk in tongues yet? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I do that all. Top iPhone and get Android. I think I'll stay with iPhone, but I definitely need a new one because my battery life is freaking terrible.
He throws it around at the gym.
Yeah, I do not treat my phones well. I use it like a frisbee, and I'm just like. Okay, one more good question. One more good question. We're gonna wrap it up.
Just Jory talking his sleep.
Do I?
Yeah, you can tell him. Oh no, you don't.
Sammy does. Sammy does talk in her sleep, like full conversations.
And he would tell me the next morning. I'm like, what?
Yeah, she does talk in her sleep.
So he's not allowed to ask me any questions when I'm talking because I'll answer.
When she's sleeping, yeah. Has she driven my Porsche? No, but she's driven in it. I tell her she can. She can't drive stick though, so. It's crawling with damn it, bad Met.
Yeah.
Cape Cod polishing cloth, good or bad? Sean Miller, certified teeth robot, bad. Probably don't do it. Probably don't do it. Christmas or Hanukkah? I'm Jewish, but both. I love the Christmas season. I love the holiday. Christmas to me is kind of like an American staple at this point. So.
Whenever Jory teaches me, I'm open to learning.
Why can't all day windows be under 12 like a day date? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I sold an old Waltham that had an awesome day. That was, I think, under the spindle. It was so cool. But guys, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for supporting me. We got $23 dedicated to the Cartier Fund. We're going to be getting this watch sooner than later, guys. All right. I love each and every one of you. What do I always tell you? Get out of your comfort zone. You know, Sammy had to get out of her comfort zone to come talk to me. And,
what?
And it was worth it. It worked out for her. Number 2, tell someone you love them, because even if you're having a bad day, sometimes extending love also makes you feel better. And then the last thing I always tell you is tell yourself you love yourself, because that's all you got, guys. You spend every moment of every day with yourself. So if you spoke to your friends the way you spoke to yourself, how many friends would you have? Maybe not that many, because we're not very kind, patient, or caring with ourselves. So try to work on that. I will kick it off. Sammy, I love you. Guys, I love each and every one of you. And thank you for hanging out with me. Give Sammy a round of applause for literally her first ever live stream on YouTube, let alone my channel. Sean Miller, certified teeth robot, says Sammy rules. Derbagger says I love you. Jory, Sammy too. Billy Schmidt says bless up, man, love you both. Christy says go get warm, thanks for the show. Hug the cactuses, bro. Everyone's giving her a round of applause. Good job, Sammy.
Thank you.
And I don't know, but she's welcome to join me anytime. Do you guys want her to be a regular? You can let me know.
Vote here.
Vote here now. Guys, should we be one of those, should we start a couples vlog channel? Remember how in like 2013, those like took over YouTube? It was like a couple vlogs.
Yeah.
It was like a biggest thing. Should we start one? But okay, guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much for the support.
She can replace you. I don't know about that.
Dude, you want to just put on some glasses and be like, who goes?
Start
All
talking
right.
about watches.
She's gonna change the channel. It's gonna be like the, I don't know what it would even be talking about. What would you talk about?
I would teach how to cook.
Oh. Yeah, we'll make her a cooking channel. Why not? Under the title Productions. All right, guys. Love you. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman at The Time Teller with Sammy. Always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it. Love you guys.